So, welcome to the show,
Thank
Kirby
you.
Scofield. Holy hell, got you here.
Yeah.
Awesome. How's things, man? How's life?
Making it busier every day, 1% better a day.
Yeah?
Yep.
I like that. It's scalable.
Every day is that someone offers something like this. I'm like, okay, let's go.
What motivates you to do that?
To go?
What motivates you to that 1% every day?
Just things through life, 1% a day. If you continuously do it versus trying to do one big thing, then it'll accumulate to a big windfall as it over time goes.
Was there a life experience that turned you on to that methodology?
When it comes to real estate, I'd say I started in the game just like everybody else, showing up at 10, going home at lunch, basically, and showing back up at 2 and being heavy from lunch, and then going back to lunch. And I realized, wait, what the fuck? Am I allowed to cuss on this?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shit.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Like, what the hell am I doing? And first, the career before, which was 8 to 5. So I said, just do one thing extra a day. And then it was just through a whole bunch of like self-help books, stuff like that. The 1%, if you just have 1% versus trying to get, I'm going to do 20% better next year. That's too much. Like just 1% a day versus I'm going to do 20% better next year. Cause will you ever get to that year? It's kind of like 12-week year. Have you ever heard that book?
Oh, yeah.
So we go off that book. So that's kind of the same thing.
To me, it's exhausting. And again, being in sales, we all have ADHD.
Oh yeah.
To some extent, right? And it's exhausting if you time block. I can't do that being in sales. And a lot of people can, God bless them. And I've tried it for years. You put it in your Outlook calendar, Gmail, and you're like, okay, from 8 to 10, I'm going to make calls. And you do it for like, a week or so, and you're like, oh. But instead of that, it's before I put my head down on my pillow to go to sleep, I'm going to have 75 meaningful conversations with people.
Yeah, mine, I got 10X Planner during COVID from Grant Cardone. And what I put in there is, and he has it, you kind of set it up the same way as like on the right side's all the goals, your targets, 5 years, 1 year, 1 month. And I write it every day. And then left side is the set appointments. But then if there's time between those appointments and I'm alive, I'm going to fill it. And that's it. And you scribble. So a lot of people, all my chicken scratches I have everywhere, but then they all go into that book every day, no matter what. Yeah. So the next day, when I wake up every morning, I fill it out, and then I'm taking everything I didn't finish that last day. It doesn't mean you don't get to it. You still get to it, and you just keep doing them. So if you have the time to, I'm always one that's, if I go to sleep or I wake up next day and feel like crap, I should have done that. I could have done that because I took time doing this or watching TV or doing something unproductive. I'm a pussy. What the fuck did I do? Like, get your ass in gear and just do it. You could have done it. You're
one of the most driven guys I've ever met in my entire life.
I'm cocky to that. Yes.
Right? I mean, you are. You just, I know that you wake up out of bed every morning like, I'm going to destroy today.
I'm going to destroy. I'm pissed if I didn't do something I could have the day before.
Why? Because most people, are too self-absorbed. They overthink things. They don't act on things.
So I was a little kid when I was born. I was premature, like 2 months. I'm sorry, and little incubator and copper tubes in me. And like when I was a little kid, they always said, and we lived in Southern California. We moved to Northern California because I had really bad allergies and shit. And the doctors always said that he's only gonna be able to do so much. Maybe like a bubble boy. I like sports. So I said, fuck that. My parents let me do whatever I wanted to do. If they say, if you feel you can do it, do it. So I've always been one, because everybody, and I was smaller. I didn't grow till like after high school. I was like 5'3" when I graduated and like 120 pounds. I didn't hit puberty till I was like 17. And so like everything's been even though I was doing, my first business was at 12, as far as natural body and maturity and hormones and everything, it all came later. But everybody was always see me as that little kid, even in sports, everything, and would say I'd have to prove myself always. And if I did prove myself, I always knew they'd look at me like, yeah, he can't do this. Yeah, fuck you, let's roll. Like my mom always said, like, never tell Kirby he can't do anything. Because I was prove your ass wrong.
That's your secret sauce.
Yeah, it's
that is, dude.
And then they call it little man syndrome or chip on shoulder. Yeah, okay, cool. It works.
And I mean, now, you're at a point where you're lead dog with Zillow Flex and everything else here in town. When you're lead dog, the view is always changing.
Yeah.
for you. What is your view right now that you're seeing stuff for you to evolve? Because I know, like I said before, you're the most driven guy I've ever met. And
so what's our outlook that we're pressing right now? Because it'll change in a month, but as of current...
Right here, right now, what is it that is driving you to be even more successful than you already are in Las Vegas real estate?
Because we already did that. So I'm bored. I get bored quick.
Next chapter.
Yeah. And I got incredible leadership and people behind me that we built with how we've been scaling it. With us today is Asha, my growth director. She takes on a lot, all of our mentors. And they take stuff off my plate, so I'm able to do other things. And as we grow, there'll be other positions and things that will do the same. And it's just, I had to learn how to delegate. And because I was one that wants control of everything. Now I don't like control of everything, but you still just stay on the back and don't try not to micromanage, but more those people are taking care of you, get into how to help them, because that will help you.
What made you come to the realization that you can't do everything on your own? You need to start hiring and weaponizing and empowering.
Sixth time I lost the business, and I'm 13 years in this. There's a lot of sayings, they say 5 realtors only make it in the first year, and then of those 5, only 5 make it in the next 2 years, and only like 1 makes it the next 10 years. I'm 13, but those 13 years, there's been 6 times almost that I've lost it. And so I got sick of that and got to a point where it was October 2019. I was at a Wailopo Summit, and my coach now, who I saw up on stage, said a couple key things that just triggered in my brain. I was sitting there with head of Parashows, who's my friend from San Diego. We're just there to learn, how do we make the system work that we got? It's new to us. We know what it was. I was geeking out. I built my own CRM before, but it had so many features with Wailopo that I had no idea how to use. So we're just there to learn, okay, the right way for action plans, the right way for stages, just the general logistics of the system. And then John Cheplack got up on stage. Howard kind of blew him up. I didn't know who the fuck he was. And he got up and he's basically the fuck you Zen master. And probably the best coach in the world. Talk
about a guy that has blown up in the past few years.
Yeah.
Chep has blown up.
And from Vegas.
Yeah.
Originally from Vegas. So a couple of key things he said, if it's regards to real estate world and what I do, and I mean, it could translate to any kind of business that you're trying to scale and stuff, was he said one thing was, because then I was still kind of in production, he said, stop chasing a $10,000 commission, chase a $100,000 agent. I wrote that down. I went, fuck, I've been screwing this all up. Because all I was doing was going through a roller coaster. I had really loyal people, like 4 or 5 of them, but we went through a roller coaster, 10, 15 agents a year. And I wasn't recruiting then. So that was 10 to 15 agents a year, just a transition. And holidays would hit. My 3 to 4 that were really good, they made their year. They're on vacation. My nut's still going out every month. And I'm losing money for, like, holidays sucked for me. I hated holidays. Everybody else loved holidays. I hate them because all I did was lose my ass. And then you have to rebuild it every time. A product shift, one of portals, Zillow, Truly, Realtor.com, you name it, some new technology, something shifts, everything shifts. iBuyer came out, things shift, everything shifts, and we have to rebuild. And so he was up there since 1998. He's been doing this, and he said recruiting is number 1, and then number 2, 10,000, 100,000 agent. And then he said, when you're doing good, once you're doing good, you're fucked. Because when you feel that you're doing good, you're fucked. Because that means someone else is doing better. Your ego's already taken over. It's when you're scared and you have the fear of someone you're getting one upped, is when you continuously thrive and push to make sure that you're going with yourself. So I didn't hire him at first because John now is like $5,000 for 30 minutes. Then he was like $600, and I couldn't afford him then, I thought. And then we started doing good, and I went into recruiting on my own, hiring experienced agents only. And then I hired him as like 6 months later. We became friends on Facebook. We were talking during COVID hit, we were having conversations, and it was kind of a friendship grew before coaching. Show me behind the scenes with his stuff. I still thank him, my stars for him today, because John was only like taking on people 100 million plus in sales, and we were only like 30, 40 million. So I was like, why is he talking to me? But there's something John liked me. Thanks, John. And so I hired him, I think it was July, and blew up from there. I think I barely got through the 12-week coaching with him. He gave me so much stuff into my head, and watching everybody else in the elite inner circle, that I still am not even scratched the surface of all the stuff we could be doing.
How long have you been with him, coaching with him?
As 2020 is when I officially signed with him because it's during COVID. So it's been 3 years, but it really went from coaching with him direct. And then I started going into all of his sub stuff. We did Agent Academy when he had built pipes. We have now, I'm doing a coaching program with him. Now I just hired him again. We have Sanit and Nick McLean, Sanit Agarwal from Sacramento, and Nick McLean doing the AI powered agent. We're in that course now. I did a couple of masterminds in Tahoe where you go and listen to everybody. And that was 2 days invasive, incredible notes. But to be honest, I was drunk as shit during it and went to rehab after that. And I've just got out of my another rehab. And so what I got from it with my brain barely there, we completely changed kind of the trajectory of where the company was going, mixed with all of them that were doing from like across the country, different pieces.
In your sales meeting this week, it was funny, and I forget who said it, but it was, I'm scared of sober Kirby.
Oh, yeah. Aaron warned them all because I've been drunk for fucking 3 years.
So,
yeah.
So let's talk about that. What is, why is sober Kirby better than drunk Kirby at work and in life?
I didn't drink till I was 30. And my really good friends have known me for 15, 20 plus years, knew me before drinking. And
how come not until 30?
It's fucking real estate. I honestly didn't have any care for it. And I was tired of I thought, anyone listening today, like, don't start drinking. So I started because I felt I was missing out. I was a nerd because everybody else would have their drinks when we're at a networking event. All it is freaking networking events. And so like, I'll try this, And the reality is that's where it's like downward spiral because then it goes and you get the taste, you get addicted to it. And then it went harder stuff. Went from whatever to whatever. And then it became Jameson during when I lost the business in San Diego. That was one of the last losses right before iBuyers took over. And then moved back here, went through some personal stuff, driven by that from that, being taken over by it. And then
self-medicating.
Yeah, self-medicating. Yeah.
Right.
And then it went into tequila until just recently where my stomach was just telling me you're done. And went through a great rehab. No names, but a close friend today, I just dropped off. Same facility. That's why I was barely here on time because I had to, called me. It's been 2 years talking, and he was ready. So I said, fuck, I got 2 hours. I'm running right now.
You're a good man.
Yeah. So I went and just took him, dropped him off. Saw my, the CEO of the place, caught up. A couple of people are still there. So it's kind of cool to meet them just now. And they're on to the next tract, and just doing it.
So tell me about the clarity that you have now through the lens of sobriety.
And my brain goes fast. And so now it's back. Whereas before, honestly, this where I went to the drinking, and I'm not going to do it again, is a lot of people before when I was building 2013 years, 2014 tech, there was no CRMs out then. I was built my own. I had we were blowing up with Zillow with that then. This before Follow Up Boss, and it was like Salesforce and Lion Wolf only, or Lone Wolf. And they were just way too expensive for a smaller team. And then the Salesforce. And then my brain was going crazy then. I didn't drink as much, but then the drinking came because it at night would allow me to try to be normal, what I thought, and slow down and go to sleep. And instead, what I realized is I need to do more different outlets like working out. If I want to work and build something, don't worry about what people would think about that, where I did before, like, oh, they're going to think you're crazy. It's all you do is work. You have no life, whatever. Screw that. I go work. I go build it.
Well, an addict is an addict is an addict.
Yes, I'm an addict back to
So take out alcohol and insert, insert, going to Lifetime or wherever, and going to the gym, which is far more healthy for you.
Yeah.
It's better. Whether do I sit at Dottie's and play, nickel slots and drink gin and tonics, or do I go take a group fitness class or yoga or, or go through circuit training at the gym? It's far better for you.
And that's why I don't like classes even at the gym. I don't like people talking to me. Like, leave me the fuck alone. So mine's...
Okay, hold on. Are you the guy that, do you wear, have your earbuds in and AirPods in and all that, so you totally isolate yourself when you're working out? So you're basically saying, subliminally and unconsciously, you're saying, don't talk to me.
I don't want anyone looking at me and talking to me. Right. That's just, I go because I like the equipment, and it's like I could do it at home, but it's different when you're around people. Honestly, the competition, try to get a machine because someone else is on it, makes you keep going. So, and then
where do you go? Where do you work out?
I'm just EOS right now because right by my house. Until there's a Lifetime that's going to be built. Who knows when it finally opens? Because I just moved. So
Southwest.
Is that one?
That one pad by IKEA.
Yep. Yeah. Right across on Durango and Sunset.
Yeah.
But the EOS right now is like 5 minutes from me.
Perfect.
So and it has everything I need. And so I go do my stairs, and I have an app called Muscle Booster, and it does a different workout every freaking day. That's just like a trainer, and get in, get my thing, get out.
Is there people there that you know? Like run a fuck. You've been around for a while. People fucking know you, and your billboards are all over the place now, and know your face and everything. Do people approach you?
I don't look at them.
Now, by the way, but also you're at a level that you don't hide. Yeah, you don't have to. Or I mean, and I've talked to like newer realtors are walking in with like a dry fit, super tight T-shirt that says "I'm a realtor. Come talk to me." I'll spot you on the bench, and then let's talk about it. A free market evaluation. You're like, kill me now, please, just freaking kill me now. I can't do it.
I'm not in production. My team is. And we have all the funnels and platforms for if someone really wants help, they can click a button and get to someone right. I put out the fires when needed, but when I'm at the gym doing my stairs, I don't want to know about your house that you want to sell. I'm there for me at that moment.
Yeah.
So that gym time is my time. And it's a lot of time also in the head of creating. Like just ideas. Like that's where it just goes. Listen to music or listen to Audible, like David Goggins right now, his new book. And
he's a monster. He lives here.
Yeah.
He's a monster.
Yep.
Did you hear him on Rogan?
No, I don't listen. This is as close. I'll go on podcasts, but I don't listen to nothing. I don't watch news. I don't.
Oh, yeah. Him on Rogan was just, he talks about like the little bitch.
Oh, yeah. That's his book.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he talks about that. And it's just, he's so good because that is a man that you're never going to convince him otherwise once he gets something in his head. A lot like you.
Oh, yeah. No. He's insane. Yeah.
And he is another level.
So other than the gym outlets at night that from the drinking just going to sleep is just realizing, and I had to do this with a therapist, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be lonely. It's okay to be bored. You don't have to fix it. Like, it's okay. You just have to accept it.
Yeah.
And that I wasn't capable of before.
How come? Because not like a fathomable, you couldn't like get that concept in your head to
and you have the vice and the fix of going and taking a shot and you get that little feeling, do another one to gamble, like all that kind of stuff that just takes you down the rabbit hole. But with me, something that always has given me a fix, but will also make me brain dead where I go to sleep is just working. So I don't care what people say now. I used to, it was like, stop working. It's at night. Like, no, if I have an idea, I'll sit down and do it if I have time. Or write my notes or do like 2 a.m. in the morning before, like, instead of taking a shot because I was in that hell, now it's like, okay, write down the ideas that you just woke up and had and go to sleep at 3. Who cares? Like life continues. So, but as far as our continuous scaling from where we're at now is, yes, we've done good on Flex and internet leads, but there's other avenues and the brand has built finally to a point where because I've lost my ass on doing TV, radio, print before in San Diego, but I wasn't we weren't an established brand yet. We didn't have feet on ground. We only had a couple of agents. So it's totally different now with us, 75 agents. Goals to get to 200 by the end of this year. And with the branding we've done in 13 years on feet on ground in Vegas and like the thousands of homes we sold and everything like that. Whereas San Diego, I didn't have that. So it's kind of throwing money. And honestly, what do you call them? The billboard people, the reps, they did not tell me when I put up my billboards in San Diego with a Clear Channel and Outdoor that Redfin and Purple Bricks were putting a campaign on at the same time. So I was trying to copy a local friend here in the 1% campaign there because of the price of homes.
Hey, Kirby, we want to date you. You're the hottest girl in the room. We love you. And you're going to put out. It's going to be great. But guess what? There's a hotter version of you.
Yeah.
right here. We're gonna jump in a bed with her first before we hang out with you.
With hundreds of millions of dollars in marketing, about to just like my 26 boards trumped by their thousands of boards.
Yeah.
And so I went up as I was trying the 1% thing. I'll never do it again. And I tried it there. And then you have Redfin doing 1%. And so it's like you got Kirby in his one little board, and you got like 5 surrounded of it, red boards. And then you got Purple Brick showing 3,600. Then they failed, but you got the 3,600 flat fee, and in a city like that. And they could have lasted. They failed just due to management. It said it wasn't even their product. It was just who was managing it in the U.S. because I guess they're really good in Australia. But like I was competing against that, and then the same time that my Monday Night Football commercial came out. And I was fat as hell then. I just showed the team the video of that.
The best video of all time, by the way. That's the greatest video in the history of real estate advertising.
And it's like real sweat. It's so not sprayed on sweat. I was sweating so bad because I was so out of shape.
Big Kirby, with his big football uniform, or big commercial. It was awesome.
And right then, that was when streaming started, and Colin Kaepernick decided to take a knee, and viewership went to nothing for that year. And I still was in contract for the whole amount, though, for what they're paying on viewer. And they kept saying, it's cut in the rate. Like they would show me the reports, and they would try saying, yeah, but you're going to get it back. We never did. And it's like, come on. So that was total loss. So this is totally different now. I learned my lessons, also learned how to negotiate with them on all those type of things, on all these products I'm doing. So it's a different ballgame, but it's like that Michael Jordan, like I'm only getting some good shots now because of all the freaking things I failed on, like, and money spent. Like, so new agents out there going, I'll just get into this and this and that. Get ready to lose millions.
It's the most expensive education you're ever going to have. And you can take getting your bachelor's, your master's, getting your PhD, everything else, and 10 times over, 100 times over sometimes for the cost of that. And look at what anyone who's successful, what they've spent, and on the trial and error of what works, what doesn't work.
Oh, yeah. It's huge. I like to, Galindo just did a video the other day. He has this podcast. I am Josh Galindo. So if you guys watch him, he's awesome. But he did a video of his office. Like everybody thinks, I'm just going to become a broker, my own brokerage. And he did a walkthrough of what it costs just to open a brokerage. And I was like, thank you, Josh. Like, so people know, like, yeah, it's all that stuff that you see. We're not, well, especially the independent brokerages, I would say. I don't know on big brokerages because I don't know if they get paid by franchises or, the bigger, like the big block brokerages, but the boutique ones out here, if you see something on that wall, a TV, an advertisement, a chair in that office, that was paid for from that guy's pocket. Like that's like when you're talking about their split they get from you, that's part of it. Like,
everything.
Yeah. That's all money that could be on a vacation for them somewhere.
Well, and with agents wanting to be brokers, a lot of them, it's that ADD and they're not happy. They could be making $400,000 a year as a successful realtor. And then they're saying, I could be a broker and make even more money. Not always. And actually, most of the time, no. You're going to take a bath.
And you have all the liability.
Well, yeah. It's the liability, but also you're a big time management guy. You're someone that you are, and like me, it's like you're very tactical with your time. And you had a great line at the office the other day during one of your sales meetings. And you said, hey, if I walk out of my office and I'm going somewhere, there's a good chance I have a thought in my head that I'm trying to execute. If you stop me.
Oh, yeah. The got a minute people.
Got a minute.
Yeah.
I thought that was great because
that's from John.
That is just like, let me do my thing.
Yep.
Let me do my thing. I'm from upstate New York and home of Eastman Kodak. I remember touring Eastman Kodak when I was a kid. I never forgot this. This is 40 years ago. They have what's called their lightning division. And these guys have certain cards on. You're not allowed to talk to them. It's a research and development people that they used to have back in the 80s. And you could not talk to them because they had something in their head. And this is before phones. You couldn't write it down. Like they had to go somewhere and like get stuff down.
So it had like a badge so you wouldn't touch them. That's cool.
So maybe you should get like something like a middle finger or something, like a little thing, or just say, got a minute, like a hashtag.
I'm getting better. I'm just telling them, leave me alone. I don't. Because like.
That's great though. You set that expectation with your agents. It's great.
Because my office is in the front and it's not even going outside. It's going, what Jeff means is when I go outside, it means I'm walking from my door to Asha's door or Aaron's door and they're across the office. So it's like that 30 yards, 40 yards. Is where I get caught, and then they'll say
it's a minefield.
Yeah,
it's a minefield of your time.
Yep.
For you, but that is so critical to anybody who wants to be successful. Is you need to keep your time your own.
Oh no,
you own that, and to give that up to somebody else, It's got to be on your terms.
No, 100%. So Chep had something he said, because he always does Icon Meals is his buddy, trained him, I think, but he gets his meal prep sent everywhere he goes because he's always on a plane. And he said something about in one of our Sunday sessions, I remember he said, some people ask why I don't go to the store, why he doesn't go grocery shopping. And this before Instacart. It wasn't there. This was a couple years ago, like before it went prevalent. Now you can just Instacart, but even just cooking the food. And he said, the amount that I make on coaching calls are the time. If I go to a store, pick out the produce, bring it back and cook it versus having it delivered to me, it actually cost me more than just having it delivered to me.
Yeah.
So it's the time.
I do everything now Uber Eats. I'm up in Inspirado. I do everything Uber Eats from Albertsons, whatever I want. My kids want something, Uber Eats, because the time.
Yep. I like Instacart. Like it's by mine. It's so freaking easy. I do it for the office now too, for freaking Costco, because it is a problem with Costco. I go in Costco, I'm going to buy freaking everything. So I know that, and that goes back to the business. Like we can use everything with the tech coming out daily to make our lives easier and give us the number one thing that you get with more money is just freedom. Freedom's time. And, but you got to spend it wisely. So that's with us too. Like with our team, we're constantly, every mentor meeting, whenever me and Asha are meeting, me and Aaron is, what can we do to make your time better? Like, so you're making more money. Because if I'm making them more money, that means the agents are making more money and then I'm making more money off it. But it's because anyone gets bogged down, you're going to get fatigued. Tell me about the structure of what you have, about how you have mentors set up and what also motivated you to do that. So original was, I was hiring only experienced agents, hired John, and it was during COVID, and Chris Lindahl and DJ and Lindsay De La Salle from Florida were doing scholarships. And he gave me the idea. So we did a scholarship, made it Kirby Realty, hired a PR company, got all the press. And so Aaron came in and he, like, I'll build training and I'll do a course, but I don't want to take all the calls. Like with time, I want to do other things. And so Aaron just sat down with me one day and he's like, are you going to train all these new people? He's like, we got like 80 applicants when it first happened for like scholarship. I was like, I'm scared, man. I don't know what the hell to do with. I haven't thought of that part yet. And I was like, they got to get their school first. I was like, I was going to worry about it then. He's like, well, I'll do it. And we came up with a mentorship program. So we created it. There was nothing out there like that then. And then once Aaron got it, we started getting more people. I went, well, what happens if you get too many? Because you got to still sell. And then Mikey, I said, okay, whoever wants to be next mentor is Mikey and Thelma. And then Mikey, he's the one like, yeah, I want to do it. And then we made Thelma. We're like, Thelma, you're before Mikey. You got to do it. Oh, I'm scared of it. And she like became it. And then it just kind of transpired. Then we were doing it where it's like once you had 6 months and 11 sales, you become a mentor. But then it was like, we're going to have more mentors and agents because we had some really successful ones in a first batch. Like we call them the COVID group, Jojo, Yosef, Sahan. We're all mentors now. We're also part of this group of 6 or 7 that Mikey got right when COVID hit, right when we got Flex. And they were he basically got like 4 superstars in one group that now it's like 1 out of 10 you'll get a superstar, just how numbers work of those $100,000 a year agents instantly. And so we got those and then we expanded it and then we stopped doing it because then we got some mentors that just didn't work out because that program didn't work that way. So we had to figure out who is actually, so everything's been trial and error. And then from that, it's like 3 tiers to get. So the structure is as an agent, you come in, you get a mentor that's going to teach you our full university training. You get on leads instantly. They're your first line of defense. Any questions in the training from contracts to negotiating to how to use the systems to second, they got Aaron as a lead mentor. So he's always there. He's also our broker manager, compliance manager. And then it would be me finally as like the fire or they're not available. And then if it's something I can't answer, then we go to our resources, so it's all, and everybody thinks, oh, where do you get your answer? I call the division. I Google it. I call LVR. Yeah. You just, the easiest answer is the answer. It's like, everybody always thinks there's some magic answer. It's like, nope. No.
For you, for new agents coming into Scofield Realty, what can they expect in terms of revenue if they work the system and working with the mentors and working their leads and all that? on average, what are you seeing them making a year in their first year with you?
If they're, well, I'm only going to speak to, because if I'm talking right now and you're listening to this, you don't want to be, it's called Leadership Playbook. We actually got it from Zillow. There's the top 1%, say 10 people. You got that one on top, you got the one on the bottom. You got everybody in between. 8, they got figured out. Here's the systems. We'll put them in place. You can do it, but they're not putting in the full time. They're not fully committed. Something's up there. You got the one on the bottom that's missing something that we got to help out. Now, there's something that we got to coach better on. We got to figure out, and that's where we're always changing our coaching. Like, what are we missing? Is there something we're pushing too hard, but there's a spoke missing there? And then the ones on top, how do we keep them pressed? Because we need those people from the bottom pressing them, because otherwise they're going to get stagnant. And so when someone comes in, I would say the top, because anyone listening doesn't think they're going to be, if you're going to real estate, I don't know one person ever has said, I'm going to make the average. Like, name one person that goes,
that's so true.
Like, Jeff, so you want to go in real estate? Average agent makes 30 grand. Is that what you're going to fucking do?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're so
maybe
stoked.
35 at a good year.
Yeah. Like, no one gives a shit about that.
I'm all in.
What's everybody want? 100 grand plus, right? They all want to be the top agent. So if you're listening to this, you want to be a top agent. So who gives a fuck about the rest? So
Amen.
If you're going to be a top agent, 100 grand a year, easy. 2 deals a month. It's up to you. You do the work. Fuck, gosh, what? Joey's one of our superstars right now. How many has Joey closed less than a year? 17 hasn't even been a year.
Oh, Joey.
All lead. So, and with our program too, so everybody gets us on split. Fuck split. Guys, get over it. Get over yourself and know that my value is so much fucking more than that split. We always get that. Like, the 100% are freaking, they want to go somewhere and they're getting 80-20. Yeah, your 80-20 is shit versus my 70-30, sorry, which you top off 80-20. If you're actual producer, you'll top out 80-20. But the value within the leads, our system, and hear this, after 2 years or 2 deals, whatever comes first, that split on the lead goes to self-gen split. No one else does that. Anthony Lamacchia does, East Coast. I got that from Cheps when he's part of our crew. So you get a Zillow lead. Yeah, we got to pay him 35%. Yeah, you got to split it with me 50-50 basically. So we're all netting a third. But you sell that investor 2 homes. Now any other homes he buys is going self-gen split for life.
Explain what a self-gen split is.
Self-gen split is it's produced by yourself and or 2 deals or 2 transactions with us for that lead. So our splits start, you're 70-30, you tear up to 80-20. It's every like 50 grand, but so you can tear up quick if you're producing, but it goes 70, 75, 80, but then it's a 30% company lead fee. So your lead split, if you got a lead from me, is 49, 52.5, 56, just how 30% comes off it. It was just too weird to try to get a number to fit to make it 50%. I'm like, screw the 1%. Like, we're just going 30% here, because I tried getting it to be like 50% with the split. There's no way of calculating it, like, to make it right. So, but you sell that person 2 houses, or you're selling their house, a listing and buying. That's 2 deals. Now it goes to the self-gen split. So you're making 20, 30% more than it would have been on a lead. So that's one thing we have. Also, everything with us is all inclusive. So you don't pay for pictures. You don't pay for business cards. You don't pay for signs, lock boxes. We have people install it for you. You don't pay for CRM systems. You don't pay a tech fee. Most places have a tech fee. You don't pay for, we got rev share. We compete with the other brokerages like that. So you bring on someone, you get 5%. They bring on someone, you get 3%. And I bring on someone, you get 2%. That's from the first deal they do. So there's no tiered algorithm. We don't have time for that. So it's like, deal closes, you refer them in, you get 5% it from my side.
2 things you brought up that I loved in order. One was a couple of minutes ago and again, there's some 100% shops in town. God bless them. But it comes down to this. And I'm 250 clients I have right now. Whenever they come to me and they go, I want to leave where I'm at. Okay, why? Well, I don't like this, this, and this. Great. And then I'll say, like, your place, a couple other places. Go. There's 3 places. Go nuts. Well, I don't go there because I won't go there. Why? There's a split. Why do you care if there's a split? How much do you want to make a month? How much money do you want to make a month? Well, I want to make X. Well, then you can do that there. I don't care if it's 1% to me and 99 to you. As long as I make my 30, 40 grand a month, whatever, $5 grand a month, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Get over yourself.
Well, we always tell them is no matter what, bring whatever split it is, wherever else you're at, and put our 2 deals on a table a month that you're required to do. Otherwise, you're going to get paused. Like, we don't just give you the leads. You have to earn them here. You're going to net more than you're at, even if it's 100% brokerage.
I love that you have performance standards, like Craig.
Oh, yes.
Like, that's phenomenal that you have that, because you're so respectful of people's time in terms of the systems you've even set up and in terms of how you're incentivizing them. And so you practice what you preach, and people, are either going to get it or they don't. And if they don't, God bless you, we're not a good fit for you, and go somewhere else.
Or take your time. We're just not going to stress on you.
Yeah.
So ours is you join from live date, because we have this, it takes some people a little bit longer in systems to go through. And so you call from our pool of high priority leads first, which are people are actionable on our site right now, which means they're hot leads. Those are who you first call just to get used to the system. Then you go live on YLOPA, then you're just practicing grabbing leads, 15 of them, which some people get that in 2 days, because you also get the overflow at night. We get 1,500 leads a month. Then you go on to your ALM practice with Zillow, go on to the Flex, and you're monitored from that, from 2 transactions up to over 30, but we have metrics from 2 to 4, 5 to 14, 15 to 20, 20 to 30, from appointment rate, met rate, show rate, offer rate, and conversion. And you're rewarded off of that based off, so if you're over 9% and 10 connections, you're going to be our overflow for Zillow, as everybody else is getting on during the day. Every day you go on and off based off of your metrics, what's hit, and if your tasks and stuff are completed. We have someone doing that, where most places you're just on or you're off. You have 2 months from live date with Zillow to get in escrow, or you get paused. But we also want to make sure that you have enough leads in that time. If you don't have enough leads, why? And if you're there for 2 months, you don't have enough leads, what other job are you working that you're lying to us about? And that's what we find out usually. But if you're not and you're in it, is there something wrong with the phone? Is there some tech thing why is it not clicking? But we'll find out, because you should get enough within the first couple of weeks. But anyone can get an escrow with us unless you just don't know how to talk. And we'll figure that out fast. Like, some people are just weird. Sorry. There's some weird guys out there. Some weird girls.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll figure it out. You shouldn't be in sales. But 2 months, you get a deal. Every time you get one of those, it gives you another 2 months window to get another deal. So we want 2 deals a month, but we understand the ramp up, building your pipeline, stuff like that. And people go in waves. How many realtors out there we do? They get that one, they finally get that check, and then they disappear. I mean, they're on vacation. They close that one deal, and they're on vacation now. They're they're the 1099 master. And then they're broke.
True.
And stressed at you. It's like the whole cycle. And that's why we did the 2 month thing where you get paused and it goes, because we used to go, it's like 3 months, 6 months. There's like a certain amount of deals each thing, and it just didn't work, because people would get to like that 5th deal. Either they disappear, get burnt out, or they thought they were badasses and they weren't yet, because then the market shifts. And it's like, okay, what you did good for 5 deals now is different. Now you have to learn again, and they don't like adapting. So, and our market's ever changing. It's about to change again.
You're not kidding.
It's happening right now.
You're not kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the fact that you're in with and Sneed and I are friends. I'm going to have him on. He'll be on next month.
Oh, cool.
Him and I have good times. The whole thing with like ChatGPT and artificial intelligence is just, most agents have no idea. No idea.
No, it's cool. I'm going to geek out on this whole weekend. And
you're going to love it.
I got homework. Nick and Sanit told I got to build 7 community pages and 3 Facebook viral posts, and with what they taught us, I'm not building them. I'm just telling the system the right way to do it, and then using the other systems to make sure that it's original. It's going to get SEO rank. It's not, the spelling's not the way I talk. It's actually grammatically right. And oh my God, I love Grammarly. Thank you, Nick and Sunny. It's on it's built into my Chrome and email now. So every email I'm sending to everybody, even my freaking posts right now, I'm like, oh my God, I'm smart. It's correcting everything for the last 2 days. I'm smart now. All right. That is not how I write.
What platform? There's a couple of them. What one are you using so it can get scrubbed to make sure, like for SEO and everything else, we're using AI?
Oh yeah,
That's a big one.
guys, this is the ones. I mean, I paid him to give us. So I guess I can say all the secrets. Yeah. Well, Suneet slapped me if I'm not allowed to, but no, I don't think he is.
On behalf of
shit.
Suneet, he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah,
You're
know.
fine.
Okay, so first you create it with ChatGPT.
Yep.
3.5 right now because 4.0 is still too slow. Speed is fast as 3.5. 4.0, once speed goes up, is going to be the master. And then they'll have 5.0. Like it'll be out right after. So you take it from ChatGPT and then you throw it into Surfer, make sure it has all the SEO marks. You want to make sure it's what's going to be viral and trigger out there, plus the keywords and all kind of stuff. From Surfer SEO, then you take it, you throw it into Grammarly to make sure that it's writing right. Pay for each thing. I think ChatGPT is $20 a month for the premium. Surfer was 60 or 100, one of them. So was Grammarly was something like that. It's worth it, though, for what it does. It's crazy once you play with it. And then the last one is originality.ai to make sure that you're not plagiarism and getting screwed, and also that it will pick out what looks like a bot, so it's not going to get ranked down, or the other 10 realtors out there using ChatGPT and writing do-it-yourself home staging isn't copying yours, so it looks different. They check everything. So that's the big ones.
It's and people have. I wrote
and then multi-posting it. Yeah, you have to put it everywhere. So put it to your blog, Facebook post it, Google Business post it. If you have video, put on YouTube with the content. Twitter. What else are we doing? LinkedIn. TikTok if it has video. No matter what the fucking video is, just do it. And then what was the other one? Facebook, IG. I'm missing one.
Facebook, Instagram,
YouTube,
TikTok, YouTube,
Google.
Those are the ones I do. That's it. I do YouTube Shorts. I do LinkedIn.
Oh, it's just the webpage. That's where I was forgetting. You put it as like a blog. Yeah.
So this is where you're going to have a blast, because you have yet to do long tail, long form content, and you're going to get from me a 1 hour edited video.
Oh yeah,
Scott right here. You're going to lose your mind with the amount of content you're going to get, or somebody to your immediate left is going to be getting. And she's going to lose her mind in terms of, and we're talking about her right now, and she's texting somebody or she's surfing something. Oh, hi. And oh, you're fine. You're fine.
He's talking about the video that we're going to get from this that Scott's going to cut down. It's going to be like an hour of the stuff that you're going to
have an hour edited video of this, and that you're going to have minimum from this, you'll have 50 to 75 pieces of content from this 1 hour, because of you can take it, but then you could take it and then redo it and push it out again.
Yep.
And that's the cool stuff that you're learning now. That I've been doing it now since December, but it is like unbelievable. I wrote my mom's obituary in ChatGPT.
I know, yeah.
And to be an only child and raised by a single mom, and I flew out every other weekend almost out to Tampa from here, and took care of her and did my thing, because that's what you do for family. And that's just how I feel. And going through all that, and then 2 days later, after her passing on a Tuesday, she passed on a Sunday. I get a call. Hey, we need something for back home in New York. They want obituary to get put in the in the digital newspaper. First of all, it used to be obituaries were free, and now it's like $400 because no one buys the newspaper anymore.
Oh my God.
So okay, fine. Went through actually a funeral home that we know, and they took care of everything for me. But it was like $600 when it was all done. That could have taken days for me to do, and it took 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And I put a lot into it. My prompt was huge in terms of who she was and what she did and where she went to school and me and grandkids and all that. But what it put out, I bawled. I just bawled.
No, that's insane.
Unbelievable.
So the first one I played with the other day, I chose a subject I know nothing on. So a subject for housing that I mean, I know of it, but I don't have any true experience in it. I can't talk on it. Home staging. I just never had to deal with it. And I wrote freaking a whole blog. I didn't write, but I asked it the questions that I would have asked, like trying to figure it out with ChatGPT and doing all these things, all the different ways that Sneak taught us and Nick. And I have a writing now on home staging that I understand home staging now, but I didn't before. And all I was doing was I did the first, how do you write this? But then I questioned it. And I just kept doing that, learning what home staging was. And then it created this thing. And the actual ChatGPT, maybe 10 minutes of doing it until I put it towards all those other things.
The number one thing people have to understand with artificial intelligence is you're not Googling something. It's not a one-way conversation.
Oh, no.
Right? You're not telling it, tell me facts about home staging, right? It's more about, tell me about home staging in 89052 and what's the, what are the benefits of home staging in Las Vegas, Nevada?
In a 9th grade reading level.
In a 5th grade reading level is what I usually do. And I got that from Suneet.
And then one we learned too is like you want to make it sound like Ryan Serhant. Like we went to his website, took a piece that he wrote, and you say, put it in the persona of Ryan Serhant like this. And then it rewrote everything the way Ryan would say it. It's freaking nuts.
Now,
the other one is Jasper.
Oh, Jasper's great.
Yeah.
Jasper is, and Suneet talked about that months ago. He talked before ChatGPT came out.
And we're going to use it he uses Jasper with MYL or VYL. It's one bot in there that's worth $100 a month that for doing all your intro videos for his like coaching or for like when we're going to promote an event. You put it in there with that and it's a direct, like kind of like a teleprompter thing that builds.
It is unbelievably personable. If you are working with seniors with 55 and up, and that's all you do, well, you can have your content tailored to those people.
It's nuts.
I just did a presentation at a brokerage, and I did a property description. Pro tip for anybody that's doing real estate related stuff: use your own home as the subject, because the facts aren't always good. Like I'll get the bedrooms wrong sometimes, the bathrooms are off. So always use so I do like my house.
Yeah.
And so I know everything about that house. Done. Actually, no, the house I do now is my ex's house because I rent. So my ex's house, I pay for it. I use it. Done. Yeah. But I know it. And then I did a property description, like acting as a Las Vegas real estate professional and all that stuff. I do that. But then to have fun with it, I'll say, rewrite as Stephen King.
Yeah, in the personas.
Yeah, and then it'll say an eerie description of 826 Sandhills. And you're like, oh my God, it's so cool. And so, but for someone that is like, if you're going towards seniors, then you put in the prompt, your target audience is people who are 55 and up, seniors living in, wherever.
Yeah, mid-Northwest or something like that.
In the Northwest part of Las Vegas, and why they should, why now is the best time for them to sell their home.
And then for content, you can tell it like what he taught us was make this into a Facebook post, make this into a Twitter post, and it'll actually cut down the characters. Like for Twitter, it's kind of cool, and Facebook, it had all the emojis. Mm-hmm. No joke. Like the emojis, the links, everything is nuts. Yeah. So,
emails, it'll do subject lines.
Yes.
For you, and you can have it do 12 months. You could have it do every week, every day.
So
it's just everything for you.
So I got to plug us. If you're an agent out there and you want this, I own the course, and we're going to be geeking out on it, and I'm geeking out on it. So if you want to know how to do this, freaking come interview with Asha and join us. If you have an interview with us, you're losing out on yourself right now, honestly. No one beats me. No one.
There's content piece number 101 that just came out. Asha's like, oh my God, I love this so much, Kirby. It's something that now, I think that we are on a precipice of growth with artificial intelligence, because talk about being tactical with your time and what you can do with it. I mean, for someone that's in production, what's it take to do a property description? Half an hour?
No, exactly.
20 minutes, half an hour.
We used to pay writers for it. Or you'd sit there and get plugged, or it looked like crap. Now you have that solved. Blogs, content pieces. That's what's cool about this AI powered agent thing that we're doing with Sunita. There's no writer block. You have unlimited content for your business, no matter what your business is. That's the thing. We're talking real estate, but no matter what your
writer
business
block is the thing of the past.
The thing that they said too on the news that the people that are going to get that are freaking out on this is music writers, because now artists do not have to use them at all. Whatever artist can go in and say, I want to write a song about this and this, make it feel like this, boom, 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 boom. There you go. It's done. You don't have to use freaking, so that they're going obsolete off of the bots.
The content creation, the two big sectors I see is, one is content creation, the other one's coding.
Oh, yeah, because you have it coded. Yep.
I have agents right now I'm working with that are now coders.
Yeah.
They're now creating code.
No, and I haven't even tapped into that, but like you can, like we luckily our partners and every product that we use there, we have hours upon hours of, like, me and Asha took out our website the other day by accident because we clicked the wrong damn button. We're trying to add in click funnels for Dan's course that we're doing for building a workshop, and we didn't follow directions right. So instead of linking it to our own domains that we bought, we took out my main site. Luckily, all the subdomains worked for the clients, but our DNS, we took it out. So Scofield Realty was toast. Like, you could get to it from my King of Costas, my old one, we had secondary, but the main just Scofield Realty front site, the back end worked toast. And we went through every article, everything. And luckily, like, Wailopo was so fast, by the time they answer emails, fixed in 2 minutes. We're like, what the heck did you do? Like, how did we? And I'm pretty techie. I'm a tech guy. Like, I don't know what the hell we did. Something. So we luckily don't have to code yet because we do. But if ChatGPT was here today and I was still building Slacker that I was before, I had a whole team in Pakistan at $2,500 a month. I was paying developers. At this point, what's cool about ChatGPT, I could check their work where I didn't know what I was doing. Before I'd ask them for this, I kind of knew how much time things took. We were writing in JSON language and JSON, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
But like, I was a blind bat because I'm not a coder. So I would hope they weren't ripping me off, but you had no idea. Now you can actually go check what they did with using it. It's crazy. But Outlook, you said that earlier. We're going to hit old school this year. Radio, TV.
Yeah, talk to me about that.
Branding towards the consumer. So everything goes like an ecosystem. And I got into tech before on the leads, with internet leads back with Zillow, like 2012, before it was big. Everybody fought it for years because, they're taking over our data and all. It's like, shut up. Like, it's the seller's data, not ours. Like, I'm tired of brokers saying that. It's not your data. It's the seller's. Do you own that home? No. Seller wants their shit everywhere, so it sells, right? Seller's data, not ours.
That's a good point.
Like, we have a license, and we're licensed by them to get a fee for negotiating their contract and walk them through. We're fiduciary to them, but we're not owners of their data. Nowhere in your listing contract does it say that you own the seller's data anywhere. So that, and just going back to that, I remember those fights they had. So I was an early adopter, always good with Zillow because I was like, it's seller stuff, not mine. I don't care if they want.
How long have you been on Zillow? Using Zillow for leads?
2012. 2012, I went from 500. 2012, I bought the Las Vegas Strip. They had 2 spots. I bought 50% of both for $550 a month. That's what it was then.
And that would cost you today?
It's $750 a connection now.
Describe a connection.
The connection is one person clicking, connecting to you. So
in today's money, that 500 is now 50,000. 100,000.
500,000.
So
500,000 easy.
So 2012,
yeah,
500 in 2023 numbers.
Yeah, I'll just give you. So right now we get. I used to get 110 leads a month from Zillow for $6,000. I started with Zillow. I went up to then Trulio. Then I had a slider that I got up to $3,000, and then I was one of the first adopters of Lender Co-marketing. We went up to $24,000, and we went to $46,000 a month. This was in 2013, 14. But right now, what we get from Zillow, so if you're out there and you're wanting leads, we're getting 342 connections plus internet leads right now. So times 2, or nurtures. No one else gets those. Only like 3 people in the nation. So 684 average if you take from 89138, which is 17, 18, 50 a lead, to 89119. I don't know why, but it's a very good price for being by Allegiant Stadium, is 220 a lead. Just average, I'll just say 650 a lead. We get $444,000 in leads a month right now provided to our team from Zillow if you were paying with your card. So who wants some of that? Come interview with Asha.
Do you want to pull that microphone off of the stand and drop it?
I know. No, because that's one piece. Then we have Wailopo. We get over 800 to 1,000 from them. Wailopo is including your Facebook, Google, pay-per-click, social. And then we also have a website that we do. We have, we're going to be doing workshops for listing leads. The billboards, the TV, radio, that's all more branding. That's just to make when the agents are out there, the clients heard of them. Because we aren't Century 21, we aren't Berkshire, we aren't Remax, EXP's gotten big now too, basically like it's a big franchise.
Yeah.
We are a boutique. It is my last name. That's what it is. And so that just gives more clout power to, because we have the experience, but it's just giving that branding recognition to the agent. Plus, the stuff I'll be talking about on those shows is going to be what we teach our agents every day anyway, just coaching on the market, which the client only hears what the news wants to tell them. So the contracts I've locked in recently that start next week is unfiltered 3 minutes of what I'm going to say actually on the market, like what's real on the local news stuff or in the channels versus doing an interview and they're taking 15 minutes of your interview and they cut it down to 2 sentences and flip it their way. So that was very important. And then also for agent recruitment. That's our biggest thing. So my biggest focus is agent recruitment because we have the leads. There's like a target board. If you look at a target, like there's like 3 pieces to it. I learned way back when I worked New York Life. That was a previous career. Was for you to get the sale, the bullseye, you got to have 3 things, and it's skill, market, and skill, market, and then the third one I can't control, drive. Skill we have from all experience with all of our team and our mentors and our resources and our partners, Jeff, Fidelity, with all the escrow officers. For any question they have, Jeff as our person for what we're doing right here and being in this realm. Robert Coomer Group with our lender for everything and anything they've been doing for 20 plus years. When it comes to the skill comes from those people. Like you don't have to know. You can be brand new with us and you're going to be the smartest person in the room when it comes to the deal because you just have to pick up a phone. You just have to be willing to tell your client, let me get the answer for you. Hold on. It's okay. Marketing, we have covered. I don't know one person in Las Vegas with paid for leads that beats me. If you're a brokerage out there and you think you have more leads than me, I challenge you that are paid for. I challenge you.
And they're good leads.
They're real.
These are not just like Facebook leads. That are these are good vetted leads.
We have the number 1 paid for leads that are also privacy policy signed. So you're not going to make one cold call with us. Our database right now, as of I left today, is 104,582 leads. Now it's probably 20 more since we started this. Those are all paid for leads that anyone can call anytime we have privacy policy signed. You're not going to violate a TCPA violation. There's not going to be a $40,742 fine per text and per phone call that you're doing. Anyone out there that your brokerage is telling you cold call expireds, go look up TCPA violation. Unless you scrub it through the DNC and you scrubbed it that day and they put their stuff on DNC, go look up what justit.gov is going to do to you. You're going to get hit. I got hit with them when we tried farming once. Don't get hit with your robo-dialer through your X-Volcom or whatever you call your Mojo thing and you hit them 6 times. Well, you got $240,000 they're going to sue you for. Good luck. How much did you make last year?
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
And there's no battling it. They got the proof. You don't.
No, you're screwed.
Yeah. So a little hint on this. I don't know if you know, Jeff, how can you actually call someone from those lists?
Dialer.
You can do a dialer, but you can't do robo-dialer at all. That's against the law. But the only way you can actually contact an expired or a client, a customer, is if you have a contractual agreement within the last 18 months with them.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
It's right there in the law.
Wow.
And no one, everybody just pushes it because you're 1099. They don't care. Go, call, figure out what you got. But there was a class action lawsuit on those right before COVID was going to hit. It was the same lawsuit on our commissions that they changed. Where we used to have the co-op for the buyer, and now it's the seller is paying this, and we choose as a broker, which they had to reword it. There was that law on the TCPA. So I've always been one. Our leads are real. I challenge any broker out there. You don't have to cold call with us. Everything in my database, and we have 40,000 leads right now in my pool that are paid for that you can call anytime. We had a power hour last night. We still have 1,100 as of today. There are wide priorities within the last couple of weeks that are needing someone to call them. They're on our site, actionable right now, wanting information on homes or to go see homes. and my VAs in Bangladesh are unsunsetting another 9,387. I just gave them permission this next week, which will produce another 2,000 of those within the next 2 weeks. It's never stopping. We have paid for leads that you don't have to worry. It's not a cold lead. This is someone on site. All you're doing is calling them saying, hey, you just looked at this. Let's set an appointment.
How much money a month do you spend?
On which part?
Leads. How much money a month do you spend on lead generation for Scofield Realty agents?
Now, if you count the new contracts I did, between 50 and 60,000.
I think that the expectation of closing 2 deals a month is very nice.
Yeah, 50
it should be 5.
50 to 60 is me on what I'm putting out on new product that we're trying. That I will bring partners in once it's proven. That's where you can bring in your lender, stuff like that. But I don't do that until it's proven. Like, so right now I have co-marketing with Coomer on why local, it's proven. But all the other stuff is me doing what I do and testing the waters on stuff. Me and Asha are building out a whole thing from Dan. That's going to probably, I'm thinking $1,000 a person it's going to end up costing. It'll be probably 50, 60 grand investment before I get $1. Maybe, if I'm lucky. It's going to be, but it will last for years once it goes. The Zillow contract is insane. Insane. And I can confidently say it, we've been told it all the time. So there is, I think, 8 partners left in Vegas that are flex. They're not giving any more flex contracts. Anyone hearing this, you can't go get flex. They stopped. They were trying to do that, and then they realized with market shifts, they couldn't keep up with the scale they're supposed to give us. So they were supposed to give us like 10 leads per agent. We were scaling with that, how we were doing before. Then they realized the shift, it cut in half. They couldn't provide enough, and then they cut down on the partners to make sure we're rated off of. So no, it's like we don't just get Zillow and we're lucky as hell. No, every week so I have my metrics for my agents, but everything that I'm based off of is answer rate. We have to be above 60%. ALM rate, which we have a bot that listens to every phone call that our agents take on when they're doing it. They must ask for the appointment within 30 seconds or the first sentence. If they don't, it ranks us down. And we have a certain transaction count based off the number of leads that we actually get that we must convert. And so currently we're at 83% answer rate. We're trying to get that up 1% a day. That's why we focus. If I get each agent to move one, we're about 80% on our ALM rate. That fluctuates between 75 and 92. I'm trying to get back to that 90. All it takes is one person dropping the ball on that, and it can nail your score. And then transactions, we've been running roughly doubling what they want to 150% of their goal that they want for us. As long as we maintain that, then consumer continues to hit the site more, and or other partners aren't hitting their marks, then they go on disengagement and they'll lose their contract. When they get disengaged, then we pick up their leads and we take them from them. Or when the consumer's traffic picks up, instead of them selling more per agent, they weigh it out to, do we put the guy on the credit card or do we give it to this percentage with like the flex partners with what we're going to make on the 35% in the long run. So we can continuously scale with them. Like we've been continuously getting increases this whole year on our connection count. We get rated every 30 days. And our total leads that we get is more than everybody else combined as a flex partner, plus 50%.
That's incredible. By the way, staggering.
We need more.
Well, so here's my last question, and we can wrap it up. Is 5 years from now, where do you see yourself and the business?
I'm going to hire a corporate broker. I call them corporate. I'm just going to hire if you're out there, you're an attorney in real estate and you're looking for a job, I'm looking for a corporate broker to be our lawyer too. So that's 2023 as a leadership thing. I just don't want to deal with the stupid EMD cases that no one makes money on. And it's just a piss match between a buyer and seller that no one can solve. I don't want to waste time on that. Well, you talked about time earlier. Other than that, everything else is fine on the broker life, honestly, where it's built to now. But that's the one thing that takes away time. And plus, we want something to have counsel in-house. And it'd be nice to also be the broker. My friend Hedda in San Diego, she's lucky because Tom, her husband, is the broker and also a real estate attorney. So it's pretty cut and dry, easy. 5 years from now, I no, I'm going to focus getting into the coaching with John. Coaching will also help me coach our team. I don't know where it was 5 years ago, so I don't know where it's going to be 5 years from now. My focus today is 1% a day. I don't know what's going to shift, what's going to change, what I got to build. As long as I keep getting body count in, we can find the people that are, like Grant Cardone always said it, never treat that waiter bad or anyone. Never don't give someone a chance. And we always, with our brokerage, what's different, a lot of places you go and they have flex, you got to go through the ringer to get on that flex. We give everybody a chance right up front, but you got to prove it. So I fully think that people should get given the chance. You can have that at our brokerage. You got to prove yourself though to it. Don't try to change our ways because we already fucking failed. We know what works. And we're still changing it constantly when we see what doesn't work. And I mean, even Asha, that's why she's here. Gave her a chance. She was stuck. When she came to interview with me, she was stuck. And she said she wanted to go further. And I think she's now been with me over a year and knows, like, yeah, let's ideas. So that's the thing with our brokerage too. I'm always open to ideas. Don't give me no stupid idea. I'll tell you you're a fucking dumbass. But if it's something triggers my brain, I'm going to put money into it. I'll figure it out. I'll try it. Where you'll just talk about it. Like most agents will just talk about the idea. I'll go put money into it. So I want to get to 200 agents. So my goal, 200, I think we get to 200, I buy the building next to us. That way we can expand. We don't really need to expand because even right now with 75 agents, we maybe have 10 to 15 average through there a day unless I have a meeting. Unless I'm feeding them, bringing beer. I got beer or food, then I got like 30 to 40 in the house. But other than that, it's like 10 and I got everybody else on fucking Zoom. So we don't really need more space, but I'd like to have the building because that's, as a personal thing, I want to invest in everything that's around me. There's no reason to rent it. So if I can own it, I'm going to own it. I really want to get into the coaching just because I've seen what Sanit, Nick, and my peers from John's group have built their businesses, maintained and built their businesses in the last couple of years on top of their coaching and how it kind of just goes with it. It's like those 5 people you keep yourself around. That's how you're going to excel yourself. And it's kind of the same thing they're doing that. So I feel I just committed a lot of money to John and time. I'm going to put myself into it because I'm committed that much and it's worth every penny because everything, I'll tell you this, you guys you can't get John as a coach now. I was very lucky to, but life changer for me from the money I've spent that I didn't have, but knowing I recouped every fucking dollar times 10 easy, mindset, heart, and sobriety. John's big on that. John's 15 years sober now. He's my same age when he went sober, 42. And he'll give you his story. And so like we're all fucked up. We're all part of a dysfunctional family. Don't think you're special. We're all fucked up. And so 5 years from now, I don't know. I'm just looking at tomorrow.
Love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have no idea.
This has been awesome.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you back sometime.
I'm ready.
You're a good man.
Cool. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.